Now, when it comes to time travel, it's a concept that's fascinated humanity for centuries. The idea of bending time itself, or even glimpsing into the future, opens up a world of infinite possibilities. And all the way back in 1995, Square Enix, or Squaresoft as we know them now, didn't just play with time travel, they made us feel it, with a particular title that deals with the very concept of time travel. I am of course referring to Chrono Trigger.
So join me today as I relive this masterpiece, because this isn't just a game, it's a journey through time.
Let's rewind to the early 90s. The gaming scene was on fire with the Sega Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. Each of these systems had some amazing games, but eventually the Super Nintendo would be at the centre of excitement for gamers who happened to love JRPGs. Square Enix, then just Square, assembled a dream team, but not your typical development team, far from it.
Their goal, to create a time-travelling RPG where even the smallest choice would have a massive echo through time.
The game in question was of course Chrono Trigger, and it wasn't just going to be just another RPG, it was going to make time itself an actual character, and in doing so, made you realise how your own decisions could shape the world around you. While one of the most compelling aspects of Chrono Trigger was the team behind it, like I said before. This was a super group of game designers, writers and even artists whose individual contributions would become legendary.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy, was already an established name to the industry. However, for Chrono Trigger, he wasn't working alone. Yuji Horii, the creator of the Dragon Quest series, joined forces with him, bringing his deep understanding of RPG mechanics and its masterful world building to the project. But perhaps the most surprising and the most exciting addition to the team was the legendary Akira Toriyama, the man behind Dragon Ball.
Toriyama's distinctive art style made the characters instantly recognisable and beloved.
In addition to these legendary figures, Yasunori Masuda composed the iconic soundtrack for Chrono Trigger. A relatively unknown composer at the time, Matsuda poured his heart and soul into the music, creating some of the most memorable and emotional soundtracks in video game history.
Excellent!
Mid-90s, the video game industry was still in a transitional period. Despite these constraints, the development team pushed through. Their ability to create an unforgettable experience was largely due to their innovative thinking. Akira Toriyama's designs were not only visually striking, but also served to inject the game with a distinct sense of personality. Meanwhile, Yuji Horii and Sakaguchi's experience with crafting emotional stories in games allowed them to weave together a narrative that would go down in history as one of the best in the genre.
And speaking of that, let's talk about the story and some of the characters you get to meet.
When we first meet Chrono, the silently spiked-haired hero with a heart of gold, you have no idea just how big his journey is going to be. At first glance, he's just a regular teenager, until of course a simple trip to the fair leads him to an encounter with Luca and a mysterious girl called Marley. It seems like a standard adventure setup at first, but how quickly things change.
And thus begins the adventure through time, where gamers will question every choice that they make.
Some of these characters became pivotal in the overall grand scheme of things, such as Frog. His dedication to honour and courage goes beyond his physical appearance, and by the end of the game, he's not just a side character, he's a hero in every sense of the word. Next we have Robo. As his arc unfolds, we see how he becomes more than just a mixed match of metal and circuitry, and last but not least there's Isla.
She's wild and free-spirited, but also incredibly strong. Does remind me of a certain person that I know.
But no story is complete without its villain, and Lavos stands out as one of the most memorable antagonists in gaming history. The deeper you dig into the story, the more you learn about Lavos. It isn't just the cause of the future's desolation, it's the result of countless manipulations across time.
Sounds pretty epic, doesn't it? And believe me, it definitely is. But more importantly, let's talk about the gameplay.
You're goddamn right.
The battle system in Chrono Trigger was groundbreaking, featuring active time battles. However, Chrono Trigger took it a step further by eliminating random encounters, something that was revolutionary at the time. Moreover, the combat system was innovative, introducing dual text and triple text. These allowed characters to combine their powers to unleash devastating combos, which made battles not just about individual strategy, but about team coordination, encouraging players to experiment with different character pairings to maximize their damage output.
But Chrono Trigger wasn't just about battling or even exploring, it was the multiple endings that add that replayability value to this amazing game.
For the first time, players could choose how they wanted their story to unfold. Did they want to rush to the final battle, or did they want to explore the entire game, uncovering secrets and side quests that would eventually lead to a deeper, more rewarding conclusion?
Upon its release, Chrono Trigger received widespread acclaim and going on to become an instant classic.
Chrono Trigger garnered perfect scores from several prominent gaming publications, but it wasn't just the critics who loved it, fans were just as enthusiastic. It ignited a passion for story-driven RPGs in an era where such games were still a relatively niche genre. Not only did it inspire game developers, but it also shaped an entire generation of gamers.
So why is Chrono Trigger still regarded as one of the greatest games ever made?
There are several factors that contribute to its lasting legacy. First and foremost, the storytelling in Chrono Trigger is still among the best ever put to a video game. The central theme of time travel allows players to explore the unification of past, present and future in ways that were both intriguing and emotional. Then there's the gameplay. Even today, the mechanics in Chrono Trigger are still regarded as ahead of their time. But perhaps the most important factor in Chrono Trigger's continued relevance is its replayability.
And now for the inevitable question. Will we ever see a true sequel or even a remake of the legendary Chrono Trigger?
The desire for a sequel has persisted for decades. While there have been some spiritual successors, Chrono Trigger remains an untouchable classic. It stands as a perfect encapsulation of an era of gaming that we'll never see again. Through its impeccable storytelling, its groundbreaking gameplay, and that timeless music, Chrono Trigger continues to be a shining example of what video games can achieve. And for that very reason, Chrono Trigger will forever remain one of the most important, influential, and beloved games in the history of gaming.
Chrono Trigger is a part of gaming history that will forever inspire future creators. So thank you once again to the Dream Team for making this legendary title.
It's so beautiful!
Anyway, come back next time for another amazing video within the world of gaming. Thank you so much for watching and see you next game.